We are here with Corey Graves. Corey, I'm pumped to get to talk to you. Recently, we were having Baron Corbin on our show.
Oh, that's my guy,
He came to the studio,
yeah.
and him and I just geeked out about music, Highly Suspect, and some new band, something with a Z in it.
Zeal and Ardor.
Jeez, man. Yeah. That is, bro, you got to hear this music. It's like gospel meets death metal.
Yeah, it's really funky.
Right. Like when you
How does that even work?
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it does.
Like, I saw him recommend it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to it. And I sat and listened to it twice before I started my day at work, and I work super early, and I'm like, I'm in a great mood by listening to this.
It's fantastic.
But I asked him, like, who's the guy that you bond with? Among the WWE superstars that go to shows with, and he said Corey Graves.
Yeah,
100%.
man. Corbin's one of my best friends in the world. Like, I mean, more than most of the world even realizes. We don't keep it a secret that we're super close friends, but I owe a lot to that dude. He helped me out in some tough times, and I think the world of him. And I'm so happy for all the success he's having. And I still make sure, every time he gets excited about, like, oh, hey, I'm a huge WWE superstar, I just keep telling him, you're still a punk, dude. Try to keep him leveled out.
You got to. Yeah. I always said if I ever got a chance to interview you, I would say one thing. I love your tattoos, bro. Like, there's so many people out there.
You can have them.
I have tattoos, and there's so many people out there with bad work, and you are not one of those people.
That's a testament to my friends that I know very well that do fantastic work. I actually worked in a tattoo shop for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I was a piercer. I started to learn to tattoo, and it turns out I lacked the artistic ability required. And rather than screw somebody up and put some terrible scratch on them, I was like, you know what? I'll just stick to poking holes because those will close eventually.
Do you ever have to pierce any kind of strange body parts?
I've pierced everything on the human anatomy. I leave it at that. If it can be pierced, if you can put a needle through it, I've put a needle through it.
I wonder what Tensai would think about that.
Oh, Tensai, yeah. I've made fun of Tensai. We've had plenty of conversations.
I've been loving everything that you've been doing with the WWE. I think you bring so much energy and just a refreshing change. And I remember I remember watching on NXT, and I mean, I don't want to compare people, but we always compare whether it be bands, whether it be this, whether it be that. I'm like, gosh, Corey's has got. You're not Jesse Ventura, but you've got that vibe of a Jesse Ventura where it just sounds like everything you're saying is coming just right from you, and you just zero F's given.
It is.
And I love it.
And well, I appreciate that, and a lot of that's a testament to me growing up as a fan. Between Bobby Heenan and Jesse Ventura, they were they were my heroes before I ever did any sort of commentary. I just always thought they were magic. I mean, Bobby Heenan is one of the funniest, most entertaining people to ever step foot on the earth, let alone in this business. And Jesse Ventura, man, I mean, he was awesome as well.
Legend.
So to even be spoken in the same breath with that, it's kind of overwhelming to me, and I get freaked out, and I go, no, don't give me that much credit yet. But I mean, it's good to have goals to aspire to, and those two are definitely that. And it's me. It sounds cliche, and we all say it. It's you with the volume turned up.
Well, it's like that with radio too.
I'm a sarcastic, witty jerk in real life, and that's just what I do. My best friends, I don't say anything nice to them, but that's why we're friends, because I can give it, I can take it. Thank God I have Byron there that I can bust on the whole time. Yeah. He's a saint for dealing with it.
The perfect straight man.
Oh, Byron's the best, man. He doesn't get nearly enough credit. I know he doesn't get bothered by it. I mean, he's a true pro. He's a close friend of mine. He knows I love him to death. It bothers me, like, when I'll read Twitter, and people are, like, really negative. Like, they take it to the next level, and I'm going, I do it because it's my friend.
It's an act.
I have literally no malice in my heart for Byron Saxton. He's a saint. But without him, I wouldn't be able to be me. You need a good straight man, whether it be Tom Phillips from NXT or an Eye of Byron, even Cole once in a while.
Well, it's a protagonist and antagonist. It's important.
I need a foil. Otherwise, I just go out in left field and start rambling nonsensically.
So I guess I was going to ask, how do you get yourself in the mindset to be Corey Graves on television? But it sounds like you're saying it's just you.
Yeah, I'm generally, when I'm not on television, I'm still Corey Graves with a far more profane vocabulary. That's the hardest part, is when you have to make it PG and stop saying those certain 4-letter words.
That's why the headphones for me is gold.
Yeah.
It psychologically tells me I got to talk like I'm talking to a grandma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'm going to just start dropping F-bombs.
Yeah, beyond that, though, I mean, I've always loved this business. I'm so surrounded by everything WWE all the time that I don't have to prepare a lot, because it's just what I know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a workaholic. I work as much as I possibly can. And I go home, my wife always tells me, she goes, after like 2 days, you need to leave, because I don't want to deal with you anymore, because you're no fun. You come home for those 2 days, they're great, but you need to be working. That's where I function best. So I'm loving it, man.
Speaking of working, you are currently working on what I think is the best new show on the WWE Network, which is Bring It to the Table.
Oh, thank you, man.
And I want to know, how do you prepare for that show? Because it's completely different from any other show that the product puts out.
I prepare for it basically the same way as I prepare for everything else, which is not at all.
Channel your inner sarcastic self.
We have a little. It's a little bit different in that it's, in a weird way, it's more of an informational show to just kind of let everyone know what's going on. It's sort of a one-stop shop for what's hot in WWE, and if we can be a little controversial, my favorite thing about that is getting to work with JBL.
Oh, yeah.
John is honestly, in the last year or so, become one of my closer friends and one of my favorite people to be around. JBL is a riot all the time. He makes me laugh harder than about anybody in the world. So to get to work, and plus he's smart. He's got these stories, and he's been around and traveled with Undertaker and all this, all these.
Were you intimidated when you first met him?
Who, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, slightly I was. And he's still kind of an old school guy in the where it may take him a little while to warm up to you. Mm-hmm. I remember John, and ironically also Booker T was the same way when I first started working with Booker. Mm-hmm. Always friendly, cordial, never rude or but you could just tell you weren't his buddy yet.
Yeah.
And then I got to work with Booker on the Raw pre-show for a year. I swear to God, that's the thing I miss most about the pre-show is getting to spend my days with Booker.
Booker's awesome.
He is right up there.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
And same thing. I'm sitting there. You'd have told me JBL would have been my guy, and Booker T is one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
But it's reps and chemistry and getting to know these guys.
Yeah.
And once they realize that you're not just some kid trying to get famous at the expense of the boys doing the work,
right?
And they understand, they know we have a respect for the business, and that I've been in the ring and all that stuff. And those guys, I have learned so much from those guys. It's invaluable, and I can't say enough about those two.
When last night, literally, we have. I was recording my podcast. We were up till 2:30 in the morning recording.
You're a braver man than I shut it down early.
Yeah, we were
from Seattle. I flew
idiots.
to meet up with these guys and stay at his house, and got there at like midnight, and they're like, "You want a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess
might as well. Might as well get it done."
Yeah.
But like I said, we're total between the two of us. We're on like 90 minutes sleep.
And he got all 90.
Yeah, I got all 90. But one thing I wanted to know, you were talking about Booker T. Do you ever bring up the fact that he was once G.I. Bro? Because we saw that last night.
Yeah.
We were watching the Great American Bash 2000, and he came out as G.I. Bro.
He ziplined into the ring.
Yeah, I remember all that stuff. I'm sure he wishes we wouldn't, but hey, Booker, everyone's got something in their past that they're not in love with. And I mean, I don't think...
And that guy is now a Hall of Famer.
Because I guarantee you, being a ridiculous character, that dude put a lot of zeros in his bank account. So, hey, the joke is still on us.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, man, Booker, I have all the respect in the world for him. And he doesn't take himself too seriously. He is one of the best storytellers I know. I can't say enough about Booker T.
And we're talking with Corey Graves, and I want to ask you, WWE is calling WrestleMania the Ultimate Thrill Ride. And we're throwing it out as a topic.
I hadn't known that. I was not aware of that.
Oh, okay. I'm shocked. I heard it once.
First I'm hearing of it.
What's the most thrilling thing that you've done outside of wrestling?
In life?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's impossible to answer because I lived quite a life.
First one that pops into your head.
I jumped off of a hotel in Las Vegas.
What?
It was actually within the confines of WWE because it was on my show, Culture Shock, that they canceled, and we need to get back.
Yes,
but
I agree.
There's a really, really tall hotel in Vegas, and they have this, it's not a bungee, it's just like a free fall where you get strapped into this, I don't know, harness thing, and you jump off like a 900-foot hotel. So I did that. That was thrilling in a weird sort of way. Yeah, it was
if it's not, you got some weird explaining.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I'm kind of a simple guy when it comes to the things that really excite me. Like I have, I get to meet a lot of like rock and roll heroes of mine, which is really weird to me because I've been around this business for so long. I don't want to say I'm jaded. I still get excited to meet the legends and people I haven't. But the wrestling world to me was always that, or I'm sorry, the music world was that world I was never really in.
Right.
I was a fan of, but I never got to be on the other side of the curtain. And to know some of the friends that I've made in the rock and roll business now, just as a fan that are, happen to be mutual fans of WWE.
I was going to say, it's got to be a cool moment when you realize that the person that you're a fan of is also a fan of yours. Like I was talking with AJ, he plays for the Washington Redskins. So there's a lot of times where he meets certain people that he is a big fan of, and then they find out he's in the NFL, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Okay,
it's like that moment.
Yeah,
like, literally all of these interviews have been fanboying out, but I've been trying to keep it.
You're doing all right.
I've been trying to keep it.
You're doing all right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to keep it to a minimum. But yeah, I've literally been sitting here like every single time somebody walks by. When you sat down, I was like, yo, this is awesome. Because for my money, I will honestly say this, and you want to talk about bring it to the table, I'll bring it to the table. I think that you are the best on-air commentator since JR, personally. I think that you are entertaining.
You won't find me disagreeing.
I would think you are entertaining to a level that no one else has mastered in a very long time. And especially coming from the fact that I remember watching the ESPN special and seeing you transition from a wrestler to a commentator and being so open to it. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, I really hope this works out for him because I think this could be really good. And sure as sugar.
Yep. Thank you. So I don't have to believe that,
man. Yeah. Right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. I don't know why I still get uncomfortable when people compliment me. I'm like, oh no, I'm such a villain at heart, right?
Yeah,
F you, man.
But it's weird. You know, I'm not one to believe in luck or fate or anything like that. But having gone through what I went through and getting shut down and kind of having my dream taken from me, I didn't have high hopes. I never thought, you know what, I'm going to be great at commentary. I went, it's a way to squeak out a paycheck for another couple years and figure out what's next for my family. You know what I mean? It was more or less, that was my mindset. Like, let me figure this out.
And then you find your calling.
And then, here we go. Little did I know that I was more valuable behind the microphone than in front of the camera, which I'm cool with, man. I feel great in the morning. I wake up now, my body doesn't hurt. I don't have to worry about my diet. I don't have to worry about working out. I can just do whatever I want. I get to wear a suit. You know, it's got its perks.
Has there been a time where you, because obviously you guys are doing live television, and there are going to be times you're going to say something maybe that's not taken well. Have you ever gotten in trouble for something that you've said behind the scenes?
I wouldn't say, no, not trouble. I've been, the harshest critics, of course, are Twitter. They just wait.
Welcome
for
to 2017.
Any one thing that they can prove that they were
the worst of the
correction.
worst.
Like if they can correct you, I'm cool with taking correction. Like if I get a date wrong or something, cool. Like, I'm not mad. But it's always like, no, it happened on this day, idiot.
Well, actually,
wait a minute.
Why can't you just correct me and be nice about it?
Do you realize how much stuff is going on in my brain at any given moment that I forgot? Like, I call 3 hours of wrestling a week, and I forgot what happened 13 years ago. I suck.
We were going to talk to you.
But. No, I haven't gotten really any sort of reprimands or anything. Yeah. I test the waters from time to time. I'll
That's
see if I can get away with things, and sometimes it's just obscure enough that no one really knows what I'm talking about unless you know what I'm really talking about. So I stick with that. But things are cool.
Well, right on. We appreciate you joining us, and looking forward to hearing you call some matches.
Well, thank you guys for having me. Good luck, and I will see you maybe next year or if not before.
Absolutely.
Yes. Cool.